Hey there, 5th graders. Long time no flip. It's been a while. Just want to remind you what we're working on. We're wrapping up the Revolution. I can't believe it. And we're working on this standard 5.17, describe the major battles of the Revolution and explain the factors leading to the American victory and the British defeat. Spoiler alert! So you'll remember that we're looking at these 4 yellow highlighted. Lexington, Concord, Bunker Hill, Saratoga, and Yorktown are considered 4 of the major battles. There's certainly a lot of other ones, but these are the ones that the state of Massachusetts would like you to know. D, that's highlighted in green, Valley Forge, is not a battle, but indeed an encampment. You see the word camp in encampment. You'll notice the letters here, A, B, C, D, and E. They match over here on the map. And what I'm going to ask you to do tonight is to make cards that go along with both of those things. In class, hopefully, we already made this Lexington and Concord card, so you should be all set. You should have the front of your card and its information about the battle on the back. Of course, you know this is the battle referred to as the shot heard round the world. If you haven't watched already, make sure you watch the America Rock under this name. You'll enjoy it. Don't forget that we didn't have time to cut and glue the maps, so you should cut and glue them on the front as well. If you're not sure which state goes with which battle, just double check. It should be right in the description, okay? Lexington and Concord took place, guess what? In Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts. So let's move on. Bunker Hill, the Battle of Bunker Hill, you know, did not actually take place on Bunker Hill. It took place in Charlestown, Massachusetts, June 17, 1775, and on Breed's Hill. In this battle, the British outnumbered the Patriots. The Patriots held off the British twice before running out of gunpowder at the top of that hill. And at that battle, the famous words, "Don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes," may have been said, perhaps by Israel Putnam, a character in My Brother Sam is Dead. Can you remember what that means? Don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes? Think about that. Remember, take your time on these cards. This is all on your own pace. So if you want to pause or just copy down what it says, feel free to take your own time. After the British won, I guess we could say, at Bunker Hill, 1 year later, George Washington was able to make his way to Boston with the Continental Army and force the British out of Massachusetts for good. And the war, as they say, moved south to New York, where it is for quite a while, including this battle, Saratoga. So this is New York here. Saratoga in upstate New York, the battle happens in October of 1777. The British Army had 5,000 soldiers. The British had planned to attack from the north and the south and to cut the Continental Army in half. Here, let me put some arrows in for you. So one army was supposed to come from Canada, here, and one other branch of the army was supposed to come here from Pennsylvania and defeat the Americans here. But the British plan failed. In fact, General Burgoyne of the British did not arrive in time. And it's considered the turning point of the war. We consider it that because it was this battle that convinces the French that they should join us. Word reached Ben Franklin, who was in France trying to convince the French to join the war and help the Americans. We'll talk a little bit more about this in class on Thursday or Friday whenever you have social studies, and make sure you watch the little video clips about it too, because it's a very interesting battle. Moving on. We have Valley Forge. And Valley Forge, you know, is the one of these that is actually not a battle. It's a place. It's an encampment. Maybe you've been there. I have. It's outside Philadelphia. It's the place where the Continental Army wintered from 1777 to 1778. Not a battle at all, a place where the Continentals camped while the British controlled Philadelphia. The British, you know, by the way, having a great time in Philadelphia. They had dances and dinners and parties while the Americans were freezing. Fiercely cold, no food, no clothes. In America Rock, you hear them talking about eating the leather of their shoes. Somehow, though, a great spirit among soldiers grew. German General Baron von Steuben trained and drilled the soldiers till they were much improved soldiers and helped kind of keep the American morale up. Remember, feel free to pause as you're writing these down. The last of these battle cards is for Yorktown. Yorktown is in Virginia, near the Chesapeake Bay, and the battle ended on around October 17, 1781. The British were led by Lord Cornwallis, but what happened was Cornwallis made a big mistake, and the choice of the area near the Chesapeake Bay wasn't a good one. The French fleet of ships, who had decided to ally themselves with the Americans, helped block the British from getting more supplies. Fighting of the war ends here, and the British surrender. It's going to take a few more years before the war really is tied up with the Second Treaty of Paris in 1783 and the Americans finally gaining their freedom. So these are your 5 cards. I thank you for taking this time to do the flip lesson. Go back now and watch some of those other videos if you have a chance, because I think you'll find some of them interesting. And check out America Rock and have a few good laughs with that. And we'll talk more about these battles in class. See you later.